Okay, so folks, you know how we do. We hang out in the basement, and sometimes we do interviews, and sometimes we do roundtables on different topics and discussions that pertain to bass and bass players. And in this particular episode of Roundtable, we're going to tackle a subject that doesn't get tackled that much, and that is gig bags. So first, on this roundtable, I'm going to introduce all the gig bag owners. And tell us your name, sir.
Robert Laquette.
Robert Laquette, Detroit bass player. And next to him, tell us your name.
Oh, Penelope.
Penelope, a Detroit bass player. Next to her, tell us your name.
Steve Burkhalter.
Detroit, Steve Burkhalter. I'm not going to repeat nobody else's name because I keep messing up. Another Detroit bass player. Chris, tell us your name.
Chris Snyder, thank you.
Another Detroit bass player, and our gracious host, everybody knows his name, Mr. Reginald Canty, another Detroit bass player. And next to him, tell us your name.
Sharon Martin.
Sharon Martin, another Detroit bass player. Next to him, tell us your name.
Terrence Hamlet.
Hamlet.
Hamlet. Shakespeare.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay. Terrence, another Detroit bass player. Next to him,
Ed Tate.
Ed Tate. Thanks for coming out, Ed. Also next to him,
Ricky Gibbons.
a Houston bass player. And next to him is a keyboard player. Tell us your name.
Bob Madgett.
And then in the last seat over here is
Brother Ray Wellborn.
another Detroit bass player. You also have myself, Big Eye. So basically, we introduce everybody except for Don, who was getting his car towed. Wow, he's getting his car from not being towed.
Wow.
So he was outside. So welcome to this roundtable about gig bags. So starting to my back. What kind of gig bag do you have, Ray?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily recommend this gig bag, but it is a historic gig bag. This is from Low Down Sound, the former Detroit only bass store.
Which the basement, I have been told, is somewhat similar as a place where bass players gather, because that's where they used to gather.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. I actually this case actually I used for it actually came with my my Lakeland Jobo, but the bass case that I had gotten where it was a hole in the bottom, and I was like, okay, it's time to do something else.
So how long have you had this one? You said?
This one, well, when did Lowdown close?
I wasn't here.
Close.
Yeah, so I've had this long, but this has not been my main case. I just started using it probably in the last year or so.
Okay, and then Ed, you got the big thick one here.
Yeah, this one is by Gator. Real nice case, very sturdy. I actually have the double one as well at home.
Okay, that's the one I want to get.
Tons of room, iPad holder in here. Got my gum. It's got tons of pockets. It's got holders for straps. It's got another pocket up here, and it even comes with a raincoat that you can put over top of it if it's raining outside. So yeah, real nice.
Yeah, there's a joke about raincoats, but we're gonna be good.
Yeah, we'll save that for after.
Yeah.
And I see another additional pocket. Another pocket right there.
Oh yeah.
Bad bass player.
Padding inside is
that
really
is
nice and
nice.
plush. It's got this thing right here to support the neck. You can pull that out and reposition it if you want. It's got Velcro on the back. So yeah, real nice case.
Is that waterproof or water resistant?
With the raincoat on it.
Okay.
So,
So the raincoat. I thought the raincoat was for the bass player, not for the bass.
Oh no. I tried it and it didn't work so well.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
It only fits if you don't like the bag.
Is that was that a gig bag that you did research and decided to choose it from others?
Yes. I went to their website. I followed them on Instagram and all that stuff. And I looked at their promotional materials versus everybody else, and then I kind of compared the cost, and it was like, this is not such a bad deal.
Okay.
So
and
for the money, you get a lot, I think.
right, and okay, so how much is the cost of something like that if we're looking at it?
This one is $149. The double is $199.
Does the double have wheels?
No, nope.
You it just had a backpack strap to carry it? Mm-hmm. Okay, and when you open your gig back up, is your guitar as tuned as it was when you put it in there?
No.
Okay, so
I always retune, and 9 times out of 10, it's gotten knocked out a little bit.
Right, okay, because it happens sometimes.
Yeah.
I can't wait till I get around that side. I gotta ask her that. So next to you, we got another bass player, and we just talking about gig bags today, folks, because you gotta carry it in something. So everybody's got gig bags, and what you got there?
No bells and whistles, just a plain Jane bag.
What's the name of it?
It says, I'm not sure as far as what the company that's make it just had a world tour, but I got this from Amazon. It was $20.
See, now, and that's why you got it, right?
That's right. But only thing about it, as far as the tuning, it's not nothing protected. It's good enough to cover the thing, but but it's not, for me starting, it was good enough at the time. So.
See, and that's the thing I love about brand new bass players. So next time, so next time you get a gig bag, will there be certain things you'll be looking for the next time?
Yep. Adjustments I want to be covered, and as far as drop resistance, and if I do get in a little wet.
So you
I
willing
want
to
something a little padded, something that to be a little fluffier than this, because this is, like I said, it's real thin.
and you willing to spend more than $20 next time?
Yeah, I'm definitely am.
Now, if I can get all that for 20, I still do it, right?
That's right.
Okay. So next to him, Sharon, what kind of gig bag you have?
What is this? It was a Fender, yeah. Should have known that. It was a Fender. It was my dad's, his gig bag, my class bag. So, yeah, no bells and whistles, but I do enjoy the separated pockets, so to keep everything organized. But it's really lightweight compared to the other ones I have. That's why I like it. And I honestly like that it's already broken in. Because I'm one of them type of people, if I get something new, I'm like, man, I don't want to scratch it up. But it's already a little rough around the edges. So, like you said, it's padded.
Now, being the daughter of the late, great Kenny Mack on bass, do you have more gig bags and more basses? Did you inherit some gear?
Mm-hmm. I did.
Okay, so that's the one you're working with now, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's see. So, Reginald and Emery, what y'all got over there? What kind of gig bags you got?
Well, I got this is just a mono bag. I got this bag. I have no idea what it costs, because
It's expensive.
yeah. But I got it from when I bought my bass from Sean. This is what he delivered it in. So I had no idea, but I could see that it was a high quality case. It was rigid on the sides and plush to absorb any moisture that gets in there, and the two little stirrups here for your neck are fixed. So yeah, I like it a lot. I know there's different configurations. His is a little bit different than mine.
Yours is a Vertigo. That's what it's called.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Because
I didn't know.
It's got a boot on the bottom.
Okay, yeah. And it's like a
like it.
freestanding, so it's supposed to be able to stand up.
That boot is nice. That's
a nice
putting it in a
That's
puddle.
that's how my blue jeans are. If I wear them 10 days in a row, they stand up by themselves. I'm just playing, folks. All right. So what else going on with it? Does it have a backpack strap on it
It
too?
does have a backpack strap on it, and it's fixed. It doesn't hide or anything. And the pouch in the front. So it's got a little. Oh, no. So all it does is a little pouch in the front. Yep.
Okay. So
Dual action zipper.
Chris, yours is a mono too?
Yeah, mine's a mono. It's a slightly different model, but it's kind of the same thing where this is what Sean delivered in. But I'd seen him, I'd seen some of the basses he was working on prior, and he had them in mono bags, and I just really liked them. The padding is nice and thick and rigid, and the sides are the same way. It gives that a lot of structure. the neck isolation is a little different here with this Velcro.
okay, holds
There's a
it
big
in place.
thick pillow and then this just
But
kind
I
of
hear you
Velcros.
can buy this from Mono.
Oh.
Because this is Velcro's in, don't it?
No, as far as I know, it's fixed. It's like stitched down onto it.
Oh, okay.
So after once you put it in the gig bag and then travel to your destination,
Yeah.
is your guitar in tune or
This doesn't come out of tune.
it's the same tune it was when you put it in
I've never
there?
seen it come out of tune for any reason. but-
Mine, I put it in there and I put it in the stirrups and zip it up and I take it out and it's still in tune.
That's awesome.
Can I both of you got Sean made basses?
Uh-huh.
And he delivered them in the mono bag, so the mono bag was actually part of the cost of the bass?
Yeah.
I have no idea what they cost.
Yeah.
This is
That's
this-
And I
excellent.
know it's a high quality.
It's in the $200 name.
Yeah, that's excellent. That's
Well,
excellent.
well, folks, and for all of these gig bags we interview, that you can just Google it, right?
Yes.
And it'll give you something. And then we got Steve. What kind of bass bag
This is a Sadowski Porta bag, it's called. I really do like it a lot. It's got this is not a large pocket. There's a separate pocket here. I usually throw my strap up top. It divides right here. Another pocket here. This one has a computer pocket inside it.
That's great.
Yeah.
And lots of room for music and that kind of stuff.
Cool.
On this side here, you've got a hook here, inside here. If you want to hook it on something, they've got another hook here. I don't know what this pad is for particularly, but straps, which are, if it has one weak spot, I have had a couple of these straps break right here. But literally, if you call Roger, he's got one to mail to you in about 3 days. Literally, he picks up the phone and he just sends it. As far as, the thing I like about it is I think it's probably the most rigid gig bag out there. It really is thick padding all the way around, and see there's the, and that's Velcro, so you can adjust it. You've got extra padding here, extra padding and extra padding piece down here, and you can remove this for different size bases. You know, padding there, and so I think it is probably the most rigid. It's almost like a hard case in terms of how rigid it is. If you check the sides of it, it's got very little give. But it's not a cheap bag either. I think I paid about $184 when I bought it several years ago, and they're like $2 1/4 now. So it's not a cheap bag. I mean, it costs about as much as a hard case, but it probably gives you almost as much protection. He's got a lot of players, being in New York City, who are on the subway.
Right.
So he makes his stuff for guys who are riding in taxi cabs and on subways and grabbing something like that marked bass 210 in their bass and running to a gig. So that's his thing.
Okay, and before gig bags, there were hard shell cases, and that's what Penelope carries. And
Yeah.
so why don't you have a gig bag?
So I would, but I got this for free with the gift. Like, you know, this bass was a gift, so I could, you know, it came with the case. You know, my bass doesn't always stay tuned. It depends on how I hold this thing, or sometimes how I put it in. Sometimes I mess up.
What kind of case is that?
It's a Roadrunner. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Roadrunner. Okay.
So I mean, it was nice. I
I got
don't
a Roadrunner bag back there.
remember how much it cost. I want to say probably between 150 and 200.
Oh, do I say like 150?
But it looks like it's gonna take care of that bass, especially.
Oh
if
yeah, yeah. It's really heavy duty. So
Does it have those TSA locks on it?
No, I just got the little.
no, it's
Okay.
got like
Okay.
fasteners up
You talking the ones
top.
that do twist?
No, it doesn't have the TSA locks. The TSA locks are a little hole where you can stick a padlock in.
Right.
Basically, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, nothing that fancy.
Okay. Okay. And Don,
Navigator roll.
we got another Road Runner, except this is not a case. It's a gig bag. Gig bag. And why? Why you got that one, bro?
Same thing. Reason he got it is money.
What's that?
Money. $25.
$25,000. And how is it holding up for you?
Holds up pretty well. You know, as far as I know, I like the fact that you can hold it in different places, and this is the first time I'm able to use one of these to have a gig bag, so that helps out a whole lot. Put my music in it, my personal music in it. But yeah, I like it a lot. I'll probably, probably get a different type now that I know there's, you can have padding and all that. So
Right, and
for the next space, I know I have something like that. But this is fine.
that's awesome. Okay, so Robert, what kind of gig bag you got?
I got a gig bag. Actually, this bag was for an Ibanez Geo that I have at home, and I didn't want to go out and buy a case right away, so I just kind of stuck my sub into this case. I picked this up for about 20, 25 bucks at Professionals in Ferndale, off of 9 Mile and Woodward.
So nothing fancy, no pockets?
Nothing fancy. One pocket here. I usually keep extra batteries or something in there. Maybe my strap. Other than that, it doesn't have all the bells and whistles that the mono does. Does have the straps in the back for your back and a handle strap, but nothing fancy.
Okay, so me personally, I have a gig bag. I forget the name of it. And I have a double gig bag with wheels. That's an Ibanez. It only cost me $99, and that's why I brought it, because it was only $99 for a double gig bag with wheels, and it's still holding up today. Now, I saw another Ibanez gig bag. They have a new double gig bag, which you can split into two singles. It has a zipper that makes them a double, and then you can unzip the zipper, and then you have two single gig bags. Same price, $99. I bought that when it came, and I took it to before I was getting ready to take it to a gig, and the zipper didn't work. You know how it didn't close the teeth. It just the zipper worked, but the teeth didn't work.
Yeah.
You know. And I was like, really? On the first day, I'm getting ready to take it somewhere?
Wow.
So I took the other one, and then when I got to the gig, the pockets, same thing. The zipper moved, but the pockets stayed open. And I was like, really? And so I took it back the next day. They paid for shipping and everything. So I'm kind of torn on Ibanez. I got one that's really good, and the brand new one that was a great idea. It was really bad. So
The old one, how long have you had it?
For 4 years.
4 years, okay. So it's held up.
I'm
Yeah.
pushing 10 on this right now.
Huh?
I've had pushing 10 on this bag.
But you ain't had the bass for 10 years.
No, but I've been through. What happened was I've had a couple of other Sadowski basses. They have another case they come in, and my last one I bought used had a hard case, and I bought this separately, one of my first Sadowskis. So I've hung on to this one. And anytime I've sold a bass, I've sold it with the case it came with. And when I got this one, that red Sadowski, it came with the Sadowski has a rectangular case.
Right.
And it came with that case, but I still had this from my old one. I hung on to it.
Do you still have your hard cases?
Well, the Sadowski case is kind of a hard, soft case. It's a full rectangle like that, but it's a nylon cupboard, but with a lot of padding. It's kind of hard to describe, but it's not it looks like a keyboard case a lot. The one that the Metros come with. Now, if you buy a New York City, you can order it with the porta bag.
Okay, so let me ask y'all this, and anybody can answer this one at a time so I can get the camera on you. When I bought my Fender, it came with a hard shell case. I threw that hard shell case in the closet, never planning on using it because I want to use the gig bag. Anybody else? Bass came with a hard shell, and you still got the hard shell just sitting around looking like a rifle case.
Yep.
Everybody, your bass came. I know you do Fenders.
My Mexican came in a hard shell, and it's sitting on the wall.
And you just straight went to a gig bag.
Well, I was already using the gig bag. Yeah.
Same thing with you, Ed.
Yep.
What kind of bass you get that in?
Well, my P bass came in a hard shell,
Right.
and I'd never use it.
It's heavy.
You can. It would make sense flying if you checked.
Yeah.
But the problem is, with the new TSA rules, musicians can demand that their bass, their instrument be a carry-on.
Right.
So it doesn't make sense because you wouldn't want to carry on a hard case. You'd rather carry on something like this. If you had a good gig bag, you wouldn't want to carry on a hard case. You know, so it just doesn't make sense for anything now anymore, except maybe tours, where they're being thrown around in tour buses.
Right.
And then you wouldn't want a regular hard shell case. You'd want some freaking anvil thing or something.
Yep.
You know,
Right. I used to have one of those and I sold it, man.
Anvil?
No, I forget the manufacturer. It was silver, steel.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of those designed for the airport.
Yeah.
For carrying as luggage. But who wants to carry their bass as luggage in the airport? Your gig is in Florida. Your bass winds up in California.
Right.
You know, because customer service ain't like it used to be. So I don't know.
I don't think it was like it used to be when it was like it.
I lost my bass. I lost that. Remember I tell you about that 64 Jazz that was first bass I bought. And I lost it at the airport. Wow. And it had to be an airport employee because the case came in with the bass.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing for that's pain.
No, yeah, but they paid me for it. But they paid me for it immediately. But that's 19.
Yeah, you can't replace it.
That was 1971, and that was a 66 Jazz. You couldn't replace it.
Right.
You couldn't replace it.
Right.
That's horrible, man. I
started just giving a cheap bag with bubble wrap on the string. And just throw it on up there, man. Nobody want to know what it is anyway.
So, my professional bass players, do you is it okay to get an El Cheapo for $20, or do you recommend a El Safo for $300?
But if you want to do some traveling and all that kind of, and transporting it, it's best to get something with some padding.
Once you start gigging, those zippers are going to start failing and stuff like that. Yeah.
You get a bag like that, blah blah. Notice little dings and blah 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 and stuff because it takes the impact anytime you bump into something.
Stuff happens.
Yeah, well, I ain't want to keep y'all. Anybody have any questions about our subject that we're talking about now? Anybody?
Yep. Anybody got any bubble wrap?
Okay, here's a question that I can use later. Does anybody have a recommendation on roundtable topics? Because when we get here, these are some of the best shows people like to watch. Other than interviews, they like to talk about, oh yeah, I'm glad they mentioned the strings and this. And we're going to have a string episode when GHS comes on the 16th of December. But anybody got any ideas for a round table that we haven't discussed? And even if we have, we can still update it. Anybody, Reg, you got any ideas for?
Maybe what some people who repetitively play over programmed type stuff that keeps you into a rigid place, how they balance that when they have to play dry, so to speak, when there's nothing, because there's a different type of a
There certainly
thing,
is.
when you're playing with a machine, because it's rigid.
Yeah.
And you have to make it sound natural as opposed to the way we came up where everything was natural. It was natural to begin with. So how do you, that's the thing. Even the popping and slapping, many of y'all do that, blah, blah. I've been playing 52 years, I never touched it. But it's a subject that, even though I never touched it, it's a lot of people that's interested.
Yeah, that's a good.
I think effects
subject.
would be a good one to talk about too, man.
What?
Okay, so,
Say it again.
Effects.
Effects.
and see, that's y'all thing too, because I've been dry. I play dry. I like my bass to sound like an upright.
Piece of wood.
That's just me. That's just a personal thing. But I like all that other stuff. I like it. Love it, in fact.
Well, we can say that for the round table. We'll do a round table on effects. How about you, Chris? Any?
I second the motion on effects.
Penelope, I know you're new to the basement, but is there anything you ever just wanted to talk about? Just a specific
And micro amplification systems.
Small amps.
Micro amplification
Class D
systems.
amps, sure.
No, I'm down with
You know what might be
New
interesting?
time.
Wait, hold up, one at a time. Let me get it. What'd you say?
No, I'm really down for anything. I think anything, I think this is all good. So whatever you choose to discuss, I feel like people are gonna learn a lot.
Okay, Don.
The only thing that I probably would want to talk about is something that, because I've been writing music for a while, and for bass players that want to write their own stuff, I can't stress this program enough, which is called Reasons, and it's really amazing for writing
Okay,
your own
we
music.
can talk about software DAWs, DAWs, which stands for Digital Audio Workstations. You got any subject-based subject that you think we should be able to cover one day?
Not at this time.
Thank you. How about you, Ray?
You know, it occurred to me that bass tone has changed so much from the beginning. You know, when we first started, it was a 15 or an 18. A lot of people are still trying to get that sound, but the electronics has changed so much. Just
The materials too, though.
and the materials and just tone. You might discuss the old tone, the new tone, what's appropriate, what's inappropriate, what people do.
Good application questions. Another good roundtable, Ed.
I would say woods. And I kind of falls into
that's
tones category.
That's a good one too.
Because that's something. As long as I've been playing, I've only become like really aware of different woods.
I
over the last
still
5
don't.
or 6 years.
This is like a subject I don't even want to talk about because it's too much. Everybody's bambuca, boar's head, maple. You know, I'm like, what y'all talking about? All these different woods? Ain't it just wood?
Right.
We chop our wood. Those are imported woods. We chop our wood down so young that that a lot of the stuff that we produce isn't suitable for making instruments.
Well, Craig Scully's tree fell down. His neighbor's tree fell down in the front yard. We can make 1,000 bases out of it. And the tree was 100-something years old.
Yeah, that's what you need.
So we can have. That's a good subject, man. How about you, Terrence? Nothing. Come up with something. Don't matter.
Notice out of my BC Rich got a lot of booty and bass to it. What are the different sounds?
Yeah. So
my different basses.
Right. That's a combination of pickup, wood, all kinds of things. Great subject for people who want to know. Cause I want to know. Cause how about you, Sharon? You got something?
Yeah, she mentioned something earlier in an interview. It was the band politics. So I don't know if that was discussed before, but
Okay, you ever watch a?
That's gonna be a 2-parter.
Yeah, you ever? Okay, so we're gonna close with this. I just want to.
Everything you want to learn about that.
I just want to say that
documentary on Metallica.
I just want to say an episode of Unsung. If you watch any of those 70s bands, they all do the same thing. They get right to the pinnacle of success and somebody's ego wants to take over. I should get paid more than everybody else. And then the band breaks up. It happens 100% of the time. Kind of, and then they get back together 30 years later when they grow mature and apologize to each other.
They need money.
But that's a great subject, politics, because I'm sure half of us who's been playing for years and been in bands that we thought was going to make it, that happens to us. So those are some great stories. And so we're going to close this episode of Gig Bags by asking somebody, is there anything you want to say in closing? Anybody? Gig Bagness style.
Gig bag.
I would say this interview is in the bag.
He's been coming with them all day. Okay.
Hey, I'm on the case.
Nice.
Thank everybody for coming out and hanging out with us in the basement.